Okay, so this is a Pokemon Blue any percent no save corruption run. Any percent no save corruption means that you beat the game as fast as possible without using save corruption, and the run usually takes about 15 minutes. Give or take bad RNG. So right at the beginning, you want to manipulate your trainer ID by not holding any inputs here, and then you're going to want to, once Squirtle goes off the screen, you want to hold start and then move through these screens as fast as possible. So you hold start and then hold A, and then you just mash through this text. You manipulate the trainer ID and you change your name to 5 commas, as you'll see coming up, to get a glitch called Cool Trainer to kind of work the way you want it to. You name your rival A for frame saving purposes. Right here, I change my options to fastest text and no battle animations, just so you can get through the battles and the text as fast as possible, obviously. You walk up here and you meet up with Professor Oak, who will take you back to his lab. There are a few different glitches that this run exploits, one of which is the Cool Trainer glitch, which will warp you to the Hall of Fame later on in the game, and the Brock Through Walls glitch, which you need 16 special at the point coming up to walk through walls, basically. Right here, you mash through the text and then grab up Bulbasaur. Your Bulbasaur special is what needs to be 16, and it's very important. Otherwise, the glitch won't work. Here, you name Bulbasaur A for frame-saving purposes, and for a manipulation called YOLO Ball, which is where you move through text kind of like almost frame perfect to manipulate a Pokemon catch, basically. You use it twice in the run. So here we have a first rival fight, well, the only rival fight of this run. And what you want to do is you want to spam tackle, basically. The most optimal thing for him to do is to fail growl as many times as possible. And you can either have 19, 20, or 21 health in this fight, and the only one that makes a difference is 21, because you can take an extra hit, because scratches deal 4 damage, and 6 with critical. 6 or 7 with critical, really. There's a very low chance of 7 damage. So here this rival fight was looking kinda sketchy near the end, because he tackled me so much, and then high miss, and then he missed. That miss is actually what saved this run for me. So here, because Scratch can deal 4 damage, the run was looking sketchy, but I did get a lucky crit off. And then you can see the special here, 14 special. So you're either looking for 13 or 14 special, and if you don't, you reset, basically. With 13 special, the strats are a little different. They're slower, but they are safer, because you're more likely to get 16 special at the end of the Weedle fight coming up than you are to get 16 special with 14 special. With 13 special, you need to kill an encounter, and with 14 special, you don't need to kill anything. So I was hoping for no encounters through Route 1, but I did end up getting this encounter, and then a few later. So right now we're just walking up to get Oak's package to bring back to Oak. Yeah. The beginning of the run is a little bit boring, but it does pick up speed and become very interesting later on in the last half. We're walking back down, and you take the left side this time so you can avoid the grass, and you move to one tile to the left so you take the stairs instead of the ledge, which is a few frames faster. you walk back into the lab and talk to Oak and the rival eventually, so you can get the Pokedex and gain access to Pokeballs. Right here, you want to talk to Oak from the left instead of the right, so you, because the rival moves at half the speed as the playable character, and if you talk from him from the very bottom, then he's walking an extra couple, like he's walking slower than he would if you talk to him from the left and from the top. The top and from the left is actually the exact same speed. So you just mash through this text and then leave. And now we pray for more, no more encounters. This guy here, where he moves is RNG, so he can move to the left, to the right, whatever. He can stay in the same place. Obviously you want him to not move at all, or go to the right, because if he moves to the left, then you have to walk an extra 2 tiles during the run. And right there, I got into a second unnecessary encounter, which is 2 of 3 unnecessary encounters in this run. Which is unfortunate, because optimally you would like 0. With 14 special. Here you buy 8 Pokeballs, so you can set up your money with 1 extra escape rope for the Cool Trainer glitch. Then we walk up and to this tile soon, and then we save and quit. This will restart the in-game clock, so we can manipulate with proper movement a Pidgey to spawn. Through the copyright screen, you want to hold up B and select, and then here you want to hold start and then A, and that will get you through as fast as possible. Then you want to walk up, left, up, right, up, down, up, and you'll spawn a Pidgey right there. Then you want to press A and B ASAP. And then hold down A and then switch to up A, and it will move through those as fast as possible, through those menus. And that will enable YOLO Ball, which means it's 100% catch rate if you do it frame perfect, give or take like 2 or 3 frames. Then you want to walk up into Viridian Forest. In Viridian Forest, you walk this path so you can avoid the trainers, and you'll also see the textures in the grass. You want the different texture to be on the bottom right, because Pokemon will not spawn in those patches of grass. Here you want to... I did get into an unnecessary encounter, unfortunately. But here you want to talk to the trainer from the side instead of in front of him, because it will get rid of the exclamation point animation. So during the Weedle fight, there's a few things you can do. You can get a safety potion if you're low enough health, or you can growl if you're not comfortable doing what I did here. So here, because I was at full health, I just tackled because I thought I could take enough damage, and I was able to. If you growl at the fight, his poison stings will deal 2 damage instead of 3, and you'll be less likely to die, obviously. The most optimal thing for him to do is to string shot, and then having it fail, like right there. Because it's the fastest to go through, and it doesn't deal damage to you. So here the fight went pretty well. If I had thrown in like a crit or 2, it could have gone way faster, but that's okay. It's still a decent Weedle fight overall. And here you're looking for 16 special, and I had it, so the run was able to complete. You're going to want to walk up And unfortunately, I did get into an extra encounter. I forgot about the Caterpie encounter. So I did get into 4 unnecessary encounters this run. You're going to want to continue to walk up into Pewter City. Avoid the sign. Then you're going to want to walk into the Pokemart. Buy an escape rope, and then your money will be set up for the cool trainer glitch. Here you're going to want to set your cursor to save, because the directional pad will be locked during this part, because you're not supposed to be able to have access to the save menu during text, but there's a few frames where you can. Then you're going to want to save quit here to initialize the Brock through walls glitch, which allows you to bypass this annoying guy, which brings you to Brock's gym. Here, you're going to move to the left, and then go here into the next route, and then come back. And then you're going to hold B here, and you'll be able to walk through walls. If you don't hold B, the menu will pop up, and sometimes crash your game. So now we're just walking to the left to get access to Cerulean Cave. If you notice before, there is actually a texture, like a screen of textures that looks like what you're about to see, but if you walk up to the cave, you will not actually be able to enter the cave. And I did walk left an extra tile. So here you enter Cerulean Cave, and then you save quit because we're about to manipulate into a Ditto, so we need to restart the game clock. And I did forget to split during these last bits. So you hold up B select just like before, start just like before, and A just like before. And then you walk in this specific pattern. Here I think I spawned, I don't know what happened here, but a Hypno spawned, unfortunately, so I had to reset. Okay, so it looks like, so you can reset as many times as you like, and I did get a host here from somebody I really like, and I got a little bit flustered during this part where I shouldn't have been, and I didn't mash through that text fast enough, so I did miss the YOLO ball on Ditto, which means I have to reset again. And I'm kind of glad that happened in the submission video, because it should be known that this can happen, and it might happen a lot. It's definitely something that's a little iffy. So here you just mash through the text fast, and then you do the same thing with the Pidgey, and you just get through the menus fast enough to get the YOLO ball frames. And you don't want to nickname the Ditto, but I did accidentally go into the Ditto. Oh no, I didn't actually. Never mind. So you swap, so Ditto's in front, and then you use the escape rope. Yeah, because the YOLO ball, it's a little bit iffy. It's kind of frame perfect. So if I do mess it up the first time, then I will have to be resetting. So now we want to get into an encounter with a Rattata, because Rattatas have 2 moves and it'll enable the cool trainer glitch. Here, it took a very long time to find an encounter, and unfortunately, the first one was a Pidgey. So we just have to run from this, and then find a Rattata. And I found another Pidgey. Yeah, so this run, PB just passed, and world record was 1330 by PokeGuy. So now that we found a Rattata, we transform, and then it doesn't matter what he does. Then we swap moves and run. Swapping moves will enable the Cool Trainer glitch, and opening the Pokedex makes it so the game does not crash when you go into your fight menu. Now in your fight menu, you're going to want to hold down. It does seem to be RNG when this happens, but the name should go blank. So what I did was I just left the menu and then re-entered it because it just wasn't working for me. And then it worked pretty much right away. Then you open up your item bag and then go in, and then you want it to say Professor Oak, and then you try and catch this first glitched Pokemon, which will be nicknamed Rhydon. You have as many tries as Pokeballs, -1, because you need to catch a second glitched Pokemon, which has a 100% catch rate. I think it took me 3 tries, so I think this is the last Pokeball that I used on this Pokemon. Yeah. You don't want to nickname this Pokemon, and I think I go into the nickname menu by accident, but that's okay. Then you're looking for a second encounter. It can be anything, but you need it to be in the bottom tiles, because if it's not in the bottom tiles, when you do the manipulation, when you do the switches in your Pokemon menu at the very end, then the game will crash. So then you look for Professor Oak again, and then catch the second Pokemon, which is 100% catch rate as I mentioned earlier. You don't want to nickname this one either, and then you open up your Pokemon menu, go into this stats. If it says Tail Whip, you have to do it again. So I got it that time. It's just RNG. Then you swap 1 to 6. I forgot a little bit. 6 to 13. 14 to 15. 15 to 16. No, 15 to 17, sorry. And then 16 to 9. And then exit out of the menus and walk left. As you can see, the text is a little messed up. The textures are a little mixed up. That's okay. It'll still warp you to the Hall of Fame. And RTA timing ends when the screen fades out. But of course I forgot to split a few times, so it was more like a 17, 20, early 22, maybe late 21. And yeah, so that is the Pokemon Blue 80% no save corruption run. I will be, if this run does get it in, I will be saving a few extra times throughout the run, just in case, as well as I might have to reset if these specials don't line up. Thank you for watching.